Since my 6-year-old boy started washing plates, my dear brethren, my liquid soap no dey last. I said no, I must do something about this, else I will go bankrupt. So I decided to make liquid soap, of course. Here is my caustic soda, 43 gram. Here is my sodium sulfate, 126 gram. Sodium sulfate is like salt, but the industrial type. This one is my SLS. I think SLS is a foaming and also a cleaning agent. Is 75 gram. This one is my glycerin. The next one is my what do you call it, citric acid, my preservative, so that my liquid soap does not spoil. The next one is my Texapon. I think is a thickening agent. And also a foaming agent. I've forgotten all these things. I learned this during NYSC. And this one is my foam booster. This is just the measurements that the chemical shop gave me. I'm just trying to measure it, not as if I measured it out myself. And it is a 5 liters production, guys. I don't want to pass myself, so this is the first time I'm trying a dishwashing liquid soap. Like what I'm used to is the multi-purpose liquid soap, the one you can use to wash clothes, mop your house, and also wash plates. But this one is just for plates only. So this is my SLS. I'm going to soak it and leave it till everything dissolves completely. If it doesn't dissolve, it's going to make my liquid soap to come out bad. It's just all your dry ingredients should be dissolved. Like you will leave it for some time, for depending on the quantity. For this particular quantity, I can just leave it for 10 or 15 minutes and it will dissolve. But if I'm doing a bigger batch, I will leave it like 1 or 2 hours for it to completely dissolve. You see how crystal clear it's going to turn when it is fully dissolved. I'm just trying to stir it so that it doesn't rest at the bottom. So the next ingredient here is, I think I used 2 liters to soak that SLS. That this one I'm using like 1 liter and this tiny thing to soak my caustic soda. The caustic soda is too much. I had to reduce it, so I used 25, and I saw this happen. Jesus! I let people mark on that to this thing.
It's leaking.
Jordan.
I went to stay like that.
I don't understand.
My wife hasn't Jesus. Oh! Why is it Jesus? Why? Oh. I bought that on the thing.
So thank God I divided some of the caustic soda, so I'm now using 20 grams for this. Thank God though. So we move. I added my caustic soda for it to soak. This time around, I used rubber spoon to stir it. I don't know if it is advisable, but I didn't want to try any wooden spoon, especially not a new wooden spoon for this. Not now. So our SLS is fully dissolved, so as our caustic soda is also fully dissolved. See how crystal clear it's looking. So let the liquid soap begin. So I pour in my Texapon into an empty bucket. Texapon is I think it's a thickening and also I don't know. I've forgotten all these things. It's been long I practiced this. Like I did this during my NYSC. I sold it during NYSC, but now you don't think it's up to 6 years now. I made liquid soap. So this one is sodium sulfate, the industrial salt I talked about. So I poured it in and I turned, stir gently. This is the only way you can melt your Texapon so easily. If you just add it to water, it will not melt easily. Yeah, it will not melt easily. So you have to use salt to melt that Texapon. Takes upon easily. Just be adding the SLS. I'm pouring the SLS into this bucket. Be adding it small. See, I'm not teaching you guys though. If I made any mistake in the process, just correct me in the comment section, okay? Yeah, I'm not an expert. I'm still learning. I learned it, but I know practice am too much, and I left it for over 6 years now. So this is just me mixing the Texapon and the sodium sulfate and also adding the SLS to it little by little, poco a poco. You pour, you mix, you pour, you mix, so that it does not come out lumpy. So I poured the last SLS and stirred vigorously. See, you need your arm work on this liquid soap making. You need to put out that arm work on it. Then the next ingredient I poured is my sulfonic acid. I think it's a thickening agent and then at the same time a foaming agent. Yeah, I poured it in, mix vigorously, as in this thing is as thick as honey. So take your time, bend it over, let every drop matters. Stir with all your power. Like in this liquid soap making, any ingredients you put, stir like your life depends on that stirring, so that it will mix well, so that it will mix very, very well. In here, I have my citric acid for preserving this liquid soap. Before, when I used to do multi-purpose liquid soap, like 7 years ago, I didn't used to put this citric acid or any form of preservative, and I noticed that after like 2-3 weeks, that liquid soap will change odor. The perfume will just change automatically, you know. So this is me adding my caustic soda to the production, and after my caustic soda, you stir. Anyone you put, you stir like 3 to 5 minutes depending on the quantity, so that it will mix properly with the mixture or with the soap before you add any other ingredient to it. As we are turning, the consistency is giving me now is already okay, so I don't even need to add any more water. A preservative. I took out some soap to dissolve my color properly. If I pour it directly into the soap, it's not going to melt properly. Yeah, so one thing I noticed about this soap is that if you mix it and it is light green, once your soap comes down, the color will darken a bit. It will darken more. So imagine if you put excess color, that's if your soap comes down, it's going to be double darker. Yeah. So this is me mixing my perfume. The perfume I used here was lemon. Hey, I don't forget. If I remember, I will write it on the distance screen. So once I added this perfume, it just seemed as if the perfume melted the whole soap and it turned kind of watery, but it was not that bad. Whether it was watery or thick, the major thing is that it was foamy and it removed stain. Moreover, my kids are going to play with it when they're washing plates, you understand? So that glycerin will help calm all the chemical reactions, so that it doesn't hurt your hands when you're using it to wash plates. I couldn't wait. I was so impatient. I started checking, is this thing thick enough? Is this thing thick enough? Hey, my husband will laugh at me today. Hey, God. So I said, let me try this salt solution that you can add to your soup to thicken it. Immediately I added, see, the consistency is not bad here. After all, my kids will play with it while washing plates. So I added salt to this. I said, salt was not thickening it. I added more liquid soap. It's not thickening. I said, but I noticed that if I add that salt, the salt will change the color. It was not transparent as I wanted. I said, no. I just bottled it. I wasn't patient because the next day after shooting this liquid soap was not as watery as it looked. I still have some of it. Maybe I'll attach it at the end of the video. I said, no, let me just bottle up this one before I will spoil the whole liquid soap. See how transparent it is. That was the only thing that was giving me joy. My husband's prayer did not work. So I tried to stain this rubber plate. If you know this rubber plate, you know that it is the most difficult to wash. So I just stained it with red oil. Let me experiment. I love to experiment. I love to try out things, if you know me well on this channel. So I added the liquid soap. I said, I know they see the liquid soap. It just melts together with the soap, with the water. What is happening? It cannot differentiate it. I said, no, I cannot lose off. I am a chosen. Who are you, liquid soap? So to God be the glory. Our liquid soap foamed. Forget that it is watery. It doesn't matter. Enter the car. Forget what's in the right inside car. So I watched this. I was using one hand to shoot and one hand to wash the plate. It was quite uncomfortable, but I did it anyways. I would have brought out my tripod to keep my phone and wash this place properly, but you see my tiny hand there, might push that tripod, my phone will just enter water. I know one has three. Phone is damn expensive, but this is the outcome, guys, with one hand. Yeah, the liquid soap did a good job, didn't it? Oh yeah, subscribe.